Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the Hiatus Hangout. In this episode, I will be your host, Wolf, co-hosting with MH9. And yeah, let's get right back into it. First question being, was Eren ever truly the villain?
Okay,
I'll let you
I'm gonna
start.
start with this. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this boy. Um, okay, he's a great character, and he's written up to be a great character. He's meant to be very conflicting because at the very beginning, him as a kid, you know, he saw his own mum die right in front of his own eyes, and he wanted to kill all the titans. Rightfully so. If you see someone die right in front of you, you sort of wanna. Most people want to get revenge, and
Mm.
in his boots, in his shoes, I definitely would do the same. And as he gets older, the more he progresses, we think of him obviously as the protagonist. He's the hero. He's the one to kill the evil villains, which is the bad guys, the Titans, and I think it's season one, the Colossal and Armor Titan. They're the main villains, obviously. And you want to see Eren somehow beat them up and cut them up, with the Odium gear and the sword. And I
Yeah.
think as the story progresses and it gets very convoluted, the story, and we learn about his flashback. His dad gave him some sort of power, dragged him to a forest, and then we're like, wait, what? We haven't seen him after that. Like after that day, we don't remember ever seeing Eren's dad. There was the whole plotline of that. Then there was the basement and the key, which he told Eren to go to eventually to get answers. He grew up, joined the force, tried to get into the what are they called again? The ones with the blue wings. There's the military
The
force and
the Wings of
the
Freedom, yeah.
Wings of Freedom. What are they called?
The Wings of Freedom, Survey Corps?
Survey Corps, I think that's the one, yeah. Because there's the military
Yeah.
police, which is in green, and then Survey Corps
Yeah.
in the blue wings, yeah, they're the one. So he
Yeah.
joins them, cuts them up, trains under the best, obviously, Levi and Aaron Smith, and then we think of him as still as a hero. Now, jump cut, not jump cut. We're just gonna jump to like a whole 5, 6 years later. That's a huge, whole time skip, and it gets to a point where he hasn't understood his both place and his powers, why he has these powers, why the system is in place like this, and why his, little island is getting absolutely destroyed by titans. He grows older, speaks to is it his half or step brother?
His half brother. Half
His
brother.
half brother, yeah. His half brother Zeke speaks to him. They have a little plan and all sorts, and he ends up sort of backtracking and betraying him, betraying Zeke and going against him because then his entire philosophy, and this is the word I think I've said a lot, is nihilism or nihilism, how you pronounce it. It's
No, it doesn't, yeah.
pretty much that there's a lot of humans that don't have value, and that human beings or life as is it stands doesn't have innate value. Then you have to get that value somehow. So to him, everyone he doesn't know and he doesn't care for
Not
is worth
necessarily
zero.
value.
No,
It's
no, as in nihilism
meaning.
is value. Yeah,
Nihilism is
yeah,
meaning, lack of meaning, not lack of
yeah. That's
value.
that's value though. To have value is to
Meaning
hold meaning.
doesn't always mean value. I don't think so.
What do you think then?
I think for something to have value,
Mm.
that can be subjective. But meaning
Go
is
on.
just like it has purpose behind it. And nihilism is the belief that nothing has any meaning, nothing has any purpose, and therefore it doesn't matter.
I think that's the same thing as value though, because
I think
there's
there's a slight
there's.
difference. There's a slight difference.
Okay,
And also,
explain this. Explain the difference then. Go on.
what you find valuable could be different to what I find valuable. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think it's just
Yeah,
like
but we have
objectively
yeah,
speaking.
but we have the same in this case. I'm saying meaning and value are both intrinsically the same thing, because nothing has value if there wasn't any meaning to create it or meaning to go about doing something. That's what holds value for me. And in
So
his
if
case,
something doesn't have any meaning, it's
it doesn't
therefore
hold
not
value.
valuable.
Yeah, it's therefore
Okay,
not a valuable reason. Because God
I
wouldn't,
see.
like in this case, an anime God wouldn't have made them in place for them not to have a value or meaning. But Aaron's
Mm,
so twisted and he's so broken at the time where everybody that he doesn't care for holds, in this case, no value, no intrinsic value to him. So he's just
mm.
gonna stomp the crap out of them with like 1.4 million colossal titans, and then he starts the rumbling. Like man's on an
No,
absolute
actually, hold
massacre.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I want to
Go
get
on,
back to you on that point, right?
go on.
If there was a stranger on the
Okay.
street, right, and this little boy, 5 years old, you've never
Mm-hmm.
never met him in your life,
Yes.
and you technically like whether he like passed away or not behind the scenes, and you've never met him, like you're doing your own thing, it wouldn't really matter to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be something that is not valuable to you. That person can be not
Yes.
unvaluable to you, but can still hold meaning. Like as like still a human being. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying I'm speaking from Aaron's perspective.
From Aaron's perspective, yeah, and that's why I feel like
Yeah.
Aaron wasn't exactly a nihilist, but more so
Mm.
he was a
What,
pessimist.
broken? He's just a sad
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
He wants to
He, wa-
kill everyone.
literally, he was sad and broken. Obviously, he had reasons behind it, but eventually he started
Yeah.
feeling sympathy for the other side, and
Of
then he
course.
started
Yeah.
realizing, hey, it was all hopeless and it was gonna happen anyway. So just might
Mm.
as well just let everything pan. So
Let
it
it
was
like
more so to
run its
do.
course.
Exactly. It was more so to do with like dread and predestination, and then a level of hatred, but not
Yeah.
nihilism. He wasn't a nihilist because if he was a nihilist, he wouldn't believe there was any value in having friends and arming and Mikasa, etc. Like he wouldn't even care like if
That
they died.
yeah, that's true. He has like
Yeah.
no, he has I guess he has certain nihilistic traits. I would say
Yeah.
like
I
seeing the
agree. I
average
agree.
other person, yeah, average other person.
Def-
He obviously had that dread, yeah, that dread and hate and target to everybody. He believed
Yeah.
that there
Yeah.
was a system in place and he hated that system, so he wanted to
Yeah.
destroy the
Yeah.
system. But he just
Want
went
to
about
destroy
it
it.
wrong. He wanted to destroy everything, which no offense, but the system would still stay even if everyone's dead. There will be new
Yeah.
animals that
Exactly.
evolved into humans.
It,
Like
it
yeah,
it repeats. The cycle repeats at the end. It
yeah, of
shows,
course,
but
yeah,
initially Eren goes in thinking, "Oh, it's just the Titans. It's just these bad guys." And then by the end of
yeah,
season 3, he realizes, "Yo, this problem is a lot more complicated than he originally thought." And then he finds out the problem is other humans, and then it's like ideology, wars, etc. From then on,
yeah.
and we see in the final season that, like I said, that moment where he knows a child is getting mugged in the alleyway, right? And he knows this
Mm,
child is gonna die eventually anyway. So he tells himself, "Yeah, what's the point of me trying to play the hero when I do the rumbling? I'm gonna kill this kid anyway. So it doesn't matter." But he still goes
that's
back and
insane.
saves the kid. He's like, "What the hell am I doing? Why am I saving this kid? Doesn't matter." And he's genuinely crying tears after he saves him, and then saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And the kid's like, "He's this guy crazy? He saved me," and then he just starts crying. But like Eren wasn't a nihilist. He saw value in life, even if these people he knows had to die for his friends to survive. But that's the thing. Some would argue what he's doing is super, super extreme. The lengths he's
Yeah.
going to do what he has to do. But at a certain degree, you have to say, but can you blame him? Because there's no other actual option. There was
Mm.
literally no other option at all for him to do.
So
And then if yeah,
no,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna interject and saying obviously you said the extreme point of view, and he's pushed him back into a corner after everything he's witnessed, around
Mm,
him because he does have a greater perspective. You know that one phrase, "ignorance is bliss." He's the
yeah,
complete opposite. He knew everything going on, and he knew the system that he
yeah,
was in, and
mm,
everything was sort of like predetermined, and he knew that. Such as like as soon
yeah,
as he got the Titan powers, he knew that he only has 13 years from the first day to sort of
mm,
do whatever he wants, right? Would you categorize that as a villain, a hero, or an anti-hero? Because he feels like he's a
he's
full-on he thinks he's an anti-hero in a sense because he wants to do something correct. Because villains in
mm,
their head, okay, an outright villain in their head, not like Pain, not like
yeah,
Obito, these guys that actually have a good thing in mind. They're not villains;
yeah,
they're
yeah.
anti-heroes. I would say Aaron's more of an anti-hero than a hero or a villain in that case, because he's like a bit of a grey
He,
character.
he's definitely an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He's not one or the other. But the thing is, the interest. I think the most interesting part about Aaron's character is he knows what he's doing is bad though. Like he knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
no.
He's doing it for a great objective, but he genuinely feels guilt and sadness for the lives he's doing it. But he does it nonetheless because his love for the people he like cares about, outweighs that. He makes that difficult decision. I
Yeah.
think the actual villain of Attack on Titan, the actual like, he's just a cunt. He's just evil. Was probably King Fritz.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like
100%. He's so dislikable,
he
bro.
makes up
Like no one
all
likes
the
him.
bullshit. Yeah, but he's caused and like led so much of the issues of the show. King Fritz did so much wrong, and you could blame him for majority of the problems in that damn show. But I think Eren is just someone who got caught in like a
Oh,
in a
you went hella
special.
loud. Relax, bro. As soon
Oh,
as you
sorry.
said my mic just went bust.
Yeah,
Not
yeah. I
mic,
think
sorry, my
Eren
headphones. Yeah.
he just found himself in a special position where he had a lot of power and control to change the events of history, and he kind of went a little bit boostable.
He went
From that.
ballistic, basically.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna say he's neither a hero or a villain. I'm gonna say anti-hero. What's your final
Yeah, I
verdict?
agree. I agree.
Anti-hero?
And anti-hero. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, he's morally grey. And yeah, I think that wraps up that question. What's the next one?
Which shonen anime had the best power system? Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, or Jujutsu Kaisen?
Okay, let's get rid of Jujutsu Kaisen.
This one's simple, I think. I think without a doubt it's Hunter x Hunter. It's Hunter x Hunter without a doubt. Naruto's
Yeah,
interesting.
Naruto's
Bleach is one cool.
interesting. Yeah. So One Piece is very interesting too. There's so much to it because I feel like, especially the power skaters, they love One Piece because there's so many different elements to it.
Mm.
Um, we've spoken about this before, haven't we? You've actually explained the Hunter x Hunter
Yeah,
power
I
schemes.
have actually.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So wait, sorry. List the five again.
So, um, from the top of my head, I remember there's
Yeah.
Enhancer,
Oh wait, no, there's
uh,
six, isn't there? There's six or seven, something like that. I forgot you said.
six. I think there
There's a
was
lot.
eight.
Also.
Yeah,
Oh
six,
shit.
seven, or
Right.
eight,
Okay.
something
Go
like
on. Okay. Go on.
that.
You go on.
Hold on,
I'll
hold on.
explain later.
No, no, but I'll let you start with One Piece. I think because I'm gonna start it soon. I want to kind of
Yeah.
get like a brief intro
Well,
into
I
it.
mean, the anime is listed. You said, and obviously Naruto. I feel like it's quite simple. It's more about chakra control, and chakra output, and it's very
Mm,
steadfast. So if you're born in a certain way, you're kind of screwed. The only other way
mm,
is through just pure outright like luck, or you getting a Jinchuriki put inside you, which isn't the best either, and it definitely can make you stronger. But I wouldn't say Naruto
yeah,
power scaling is anything too difficult to analyze, and it's quite a basic system. So I wouldn't have it as
yeah.
number one. Same with Jujutsu Kaisen. There's some sort of like control, energy, cast energy output, cast energy control, and the way you use it, and the way you manipulate cast energy to form an object, which is pretty cool, I guess. But I think it's a worse version of Hunter x Hunter, the way you explained it, basically. Um,
Right. Yeah.
it's slightly styles makes fights, but Hunter x Hunter's done it a lot better, and it's like 20 years older. And then there's Bleach. Bleach has, again, quite interesting. It has spiritual pressure, which basically is aura farming. Um, spiritual pressure, spiritual like amount, the amount of control. Then there's your sword or your Zanpakuto, which has two different stages. The first stage of a Zanpakuto is your Shikai, is like your first ability. Then there's the second power, which is the Bankai, which is, everybody loves saying Bankai. And then they literally like, bro, everybody hears Bankai and gets chills because so many different characters, get it.
Mm,
Depends on how strong you are, but only the strongest get the Bankai. In the words of I forgot what's that guy's name. Oh my god, everyone's gonna absolutely bash me. But he said it. Everybody with Bankai has their names etched in stone in the Bleach world, in the Soul Society, because they're that strong and they're that impactful. So only
mm.
very few people ever get their Bankai or even their Shikai, I guess. We do know quite a few, but I'd say it's quite rare relatively to like other animes, where other animes can get a bunch of people to get hella strong. And this is what I spoke about One Piece. I think One Piece is better than those three, better than Naruto, Bleach, um, and definitely better than Jujutsu Kaisen. Mate, I'm a D1 hater for JJK. I'm so sorry. I hate it. It's just so rubbish. Like it's so god awful. The people that like it, I dislike you too. I'm just saying that now to everybody, everyone who's ever gonna listen to this. I don't like you if you like JJK. I'm gonna
You
say
hate the ending of
I'm
that.
a hate. I'm such a hater. Ah, damn. But One Piece has, a lot of different elements.
Mm,
There's the regular haki. There's three different types. There's armament, which is coating your skin in like a form of like shield, very strong metal. The stronger your armament, the tougher your skin or the shield is above your skin. Then
mm,
there's the observation, which is weird because observation haki isn't necessarily you seeing the future.
mm,
Some people can see the future, others can see humans in from very far away as like this spiritual ball or energy, so they can
mm.
configure these humans to an energy source. So
I
there's
see.
a character
Yeah.
called Fujitora. He's blind. He's an admiral, but he sees people as like these different colored blobs, and these blobs are in the shape of human beings because he has very strong observation haki, right? So
Mm.
even though he's blind, he can see the people around him. There's this one quote from him where he's practically smiling away at Luffy because Luffy saved a bunch of people. And obviously Luffy's a pirate. Why is he saving people, right? And Fujitora is meant to be an admiral in the world government, the person meant to save everyone. He's smiling away. He's blind, looking in Luffy's direction, saying, "Ah, how I wish I could have seen how your face actually looked." And we saw Luffy through his perspective. It's the silhouette of Luffy in like this red color basically, and it just
Yeah.
looks so cool. And that's his observation haki that he's mastered. But that's again, there's different ways to have observation haki. For example, Shanks,
Yeah, I
as we
see.
know,
Yeah.
redhead Shanks actually sees the future a few seconds in advance, so he can
Mm.
get away from danger, which he's done in the anime and the manga against a Captain Kid character.
That
But
power, Mono,
yeah,
it actually appears in another show called Bungo Stray
hmm
Dogs. I don't know if you've seen it, but the
I've heard of it, but never watched the
yeah,
anime. But how is it similar?
the way the way it's done is so good in that show. Like that shows like use of that power to see a few seconds into the future and avert danger. It
Hmm.
uses it like a storytelling device. It's so good.
Nice. Well, I mean, One Piece
Yeah,
does it quite well. Very nice.
yeah.
And
It's a
the
cool power in
final,
any show to have
yeah,
like that
of
pre
course.
that foresight. Yeah.
But like
Yeah. One Piece's
One
power
Piece,
system is really interesting. I think.
yeah, I'm not done by the way. That's only two out of like 6 or 7 different powers.
So wait, there's observation haki. What's there?
Armament,
Armament.
armament.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
armament.
think you should like gloss over the rest, otherwise we're gonna be on this one
Otherwise we're
for a
gonna be
lot
here for
longer
true, true,
anyway.
true, true, true. The next
Yeah,
one is
yeah,
Conqueror's Haki, the ability to
mm,
control and be a conqueror. So your
yeah.
willpower is what attracts people to you, and why they follow you is because you have a stronger Conqueror's Haki. If your will is too
That is
strong, they'll
basically right.
faint. Yeah. So Luffy
Yep,
has that, Shanks has that, all the top dogs ever. It's one in a
yep.
million, as I believe, and we know like 20 something people have it. Conqueror's Haki, like confirmed. But yeah, next is the devil fruits. There's three types of devil fruits. So there's Paramecia, there's Logia, and then there's Mythical Zoan. Paramecia is no, I'll go with Logia. It's easy. It's element, so you can become ice, and your body can become literal ice. Um, the head admiral is Akainu, the red dog, the mad dog. He's lava, so his body can turn into lava, and then regular physical hits can't hit him. The only way to hit Logias is to have strong armament haki and Conqueror's haki
Mm,
mixed in. That's the way to hit
I
them
see, I
using
see, I see.
haki.
Yeah.
Because your willpower is my will in this punch is to hit this man made of water. You hit the water
Mm,
guy's face, you actually can, have contact. That's the will behind your punch. That's how it's
right,
written
right.
as. Yeah, so that's Logia. Paramecia
Mm,
is very vague. So Luffy has a Paramecia initially. He's like a rubber
yeah,
man. Gomu Gomu no. Obviously, that's not his final one. No spoilers. But he's a Paramecia. We have a lot of other Paramecias where they can affect the surroundings, basically. It's the
I
ability to
see. Yes.
affect their surroundings, and that's what
Mm,
the Paramecia is, especially awakened. All devil fruits in the Paramecia have awakenings as well. Then there's mythical zoans, which are mythological creatures and animals such as dragons, such as the Keelin or the Kirin, which is a lightning, half dog, half dragon type character. And
mm.
yeah, those are mythological animals. So those are like the 6 different things they have in One Piece. Three
Six.
haki
Okay.
and three devil fruit, three types of devil fruits, and very convoluted.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
but yeah,
It's.
let's
I
get back to
mean,
X Hunter.
yeah. It's been 1,000 episodes plus, so that's fine. Um,
Yeah.
but Hunter x Hunter is basically, of course, Hunter x Hunter has aura, just how Naruto has chakra, Dragon Ball Z has ki,
Hmm.
Bleach has spiritual pressure. Aura is Hunter x Hunter's one, and aura can be used to create a Nen type. Nen types, I think in the show there's 6 Nen types. So there's
Okay.
enhancement, which is someone who uses their Nen and aura to strengthen themselves or strengthen objects. Then there's transmutation, someone who uses their Nen or aura to change the quality of their aura or match it to something else. So enhancement would be Gon. He just makes his own fist stronger. Transmutation would be Killua. He can change his Nen type to match electricity, and he gets the properties of speed and lightning, etc. And then the next one would be Conjuration, creating objects from aura. These objects, when created from aura, they can be manipulated to have certain conditions. This can be done specifically using aura
Or like
packs. So one of the main characters in the show, Kurapika,
Kurapika.
right?
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, Kurapika. He uses conjuration to make chains, and these specific chains have conditions set on them to make him super powerful against a specific type of enemy. But to get that power, something is sacrificed, and in this case, his lifespan is shortened. So the thing I really like about Hunter x Hunter is there's a logic and creativity to Nen and how it's used. And there's never one person that can be too powerful because even if your Nen type is not a good matchup, like I said, rock paper scissors, certain Nen types are better than other Nen types. You're never truly at loss here because if you use it creatively, you can still defeat someone stronger than you, which is what Kurapika did here. At the cost of his lifespan, he was able to defeat an enemy much stronger than him. And yeah, the last three types are emission, which is detaching aura from your body, manipulation, which is controlling animate and inanimate objects, kind of like someone with telekinesis, and then the final is specialization. So usually the strongest characters within the show have specialization, and they can create any unique effect they want using any of the nin types.
Okay. I mean, the way you explained it, and I think I've already removed it too early, but I thought of it now. The rock paper
Mm,
scissors thing. Could that
yeah.
be the same with Naruto's elements? Because they have fire style, wind style, water style.
I would agree with that, but the thing
Yeah.
is, the elemental effect of Naruto's chakra system kind of loses its like value down the line in
Hmm.
the show. I feel like.
That's
Wouldn't
not
you
that.
agree?
Yeah, that's true. Because what I was gonna say
Yeah,
later is even though we have the elements, we don't really see matchups where elements are fully
exactly,
disadvantaged and they still win.
exactly. Yeah,
By episode like
like,
50 of Naruto,
mm,
the original Naruto, it's about, oh,
yeah,
I have more chakra than you. And it's like the
yeah,
water guy
exactly.
saying that to the lightning guy, but the lightning guy's like, yep, I can fry you. And the water guy
Yeah,
wins with some BS, and I'm like, oh, great.
yeah, like, and the thing with Hunter x Hunter, like, even as the show gets on and more developed and it gets more serious, right? They
Hmm.
don't do random power jumps. It's the power system is so consistent. It's very logical. Everything is explained and everything can be matched back to the original episodes, which I don't think Naruto did. And Naruto didn't keep consistent.
Yeah, it's just so inconsistent, and
Yeah.
there's no more like elemental matchups shown in the Shippuden. There's 500 episodes, and we've probably heard of it like
Didn't
15 times.
Sarutobi master all elements as well, man? Third Hokage.
Yeah, so you can definitely learn different types of elements, but we only ever
Kiki
heard that
Genkai.
hear that. Yeah. So Kekigenkai
Yeah.
is when you're born with like, so you know in Avatar how certain people
Yeah.
can metal bend
Metal
because they do
Band.
earth,
Yeah.
yeah, they do earth bending, and earth bending leads to metal bending and stuff like that, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
water bending leads to blood bending. So Kekigenkai
Yeah.
is you can learn two elements simultaneously, and that those
Mm,
two elements, if you mix it, gives like even a third element. Sarutobi, the
mm,
third Hokage, just happened to stick with one, which was he's a fire style originally, and then he just
mm.
learned the others because he could manipulate chakra in a certain way to produce others. Like Kakashi.
See,
Kakashi can do the
yeah.
Rasengan because he knows how to manipulate chakra to make a
Yeah.
wind style Rasengan or a Rasen Shuriken, whatever it is.
The copy ninja. That's what he's
Yeah,
known.
he's a copy ninja. He can do everything,
His
bro.
ability to manipulate, yeah, that's why he was such a good
That
ninja.
is true, yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah.
my final answer to this, I'd say I like One Piece's one. It's very interesting. I haven't seen it though, so I can't fully understand it to the same level as you do. But I've
Hmm.
seen the rest, and overall, I would say Hunter x Hunter has the most interesting and logical and consistent power system. Hence why I think it has the
Yeah.
best power system in
I
shonen.
think the one that
What do
sounds
you
the
think?
most fun is Hunter x Hunter, but I'm biased, and I'm gonna say One Piece
Yeah,
because I'm repping
One
for One
Piece.
Piece over here, of course. But that's just the that's just the One Piece bias, I guess. I need to fully
Boo!
watch.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to. Hey!
Yeah.
I just need to watch Hunter x Hunter, and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, uh,
All right.
what's the next topic? I don't think I wrote
Next
these.
one is who has the most tragic backstory? Gara, Edward Elric, or Sanji?
Okay, never
I
mind.
think we
I
could
did.
just
We
skip this
yeah,
one
we already
because we literally know straight up. Without a doubt, it's Gara. Without a
yeah,
doubt.
it's Gaara. I mean, okay, I'll
Yeah.
knock out. We can knock out Sanji quite quickly. So Sanji is,
Yeah.
as a kid, he's a bit of a robot. His brothers are meant to be robots. Sorry, no, he's not a robot. He's human with human emotion. He connects with his mum more, and his mother's more like a human being. She's full of, nurture. Um,
Hmm.
and the brothers that he has, the three brothers, they're all literally robots. Like their body is made out of metal, and they're all stronger than Sanji. They beat him up, they bully him. His dad, Judge Vinsmoke, doesn't like Sanji, The wife passed away, so now I think he hates Sanji even more because Sanji connected with his mum more, which makes absolutely no freaking sense. So he's hated by his dad, and then he's caged. Like his entire head is in a metal cage. The only thing he has is his eyes. The gap in his eyes are shown basically through the cage, and he's also caged behind bars, which is very sad. I'm not saying it's not sad, 100%. But when you hear about Gara, you'll understand why it's so much worse for Gara. But can you explain why it's not Edward Elric? It is bad, but you know.
Yeah, okay. With Edward Elric, right? A lot of the sad things that happened to him, you could say, is kind of a result of his actions. Yes, he was a child, but the other two characters, like, they were just born into these circumstances, and like they just had a shit life. Whereas
Yeah.
with Edward, it was like, okay, so he had a parent pass away, and then he knew about the laws of transmutation and the laws of equivalent exchange. Yet he still went about it and tried to um, resurrect his mother using alchemy. And then in that process, of course, she didn't come back to life the way he wanted her to. She became like an homunculus and then passed away really quickly. And then after that, his brother lost his whole body and he had to tie his brother's soul into a suit of armor. And in the process, he also lost one of his arms and one of his legs. So yeah, it is pretty sad and it is pretty unlucky, but it would never have happened if he didn't do the alchemy to bring her back in the first place. And
Yeah.
what we realize is the law of equivalent exchange is kind of like accurate in terms of if you want to bring someone back to life, someone has to go as well. So he actually almost got lucky in the sense that he didn't lose his brother. His brother didn't pass away. But yeah, it was kind of self-inflicted.
Yeah.
So I would say Sanji and
Yeah.
Kara had it well.
Definitely Sanji and Gara had worse, but if you had to go in a head-to-head versus both Sanji and Gara, we know it's Gara. I think
Yeah.
the obvious thing is when Gara was born, he had the one tail put inside him. His
Mm.
mother who cared for him. And by the way, can I exclaim that his mother was the only one who cared for him? At least Sanji had a sister who cared for him and helped him escape the prison. Gara only actually ever only had his mother, and his mother passed away. You know, just like a shonen protagonist, he doesn't have a mother. Mother passed away at like birth.
Wait, what about
Um,
his siblings?
they hated him. No, they were fearful of him. They always were.
Kan-
Like
Kankuro and Tamari.
Temari, yeah, Temari and Kankuro were always on edge, like constantly. It's not like they ever showed any
Yeah,
real love to
they
him.
were on edge. That's true. That's
No,
true. But I think they
they
did
probably
love him.
no, they no, they probably loved him, but the problem is they couldn't have enough of an impact because there's greater powers, right? Like for Sanji,
Yeah.
the greatest power, or the person who had the greatest power to him, was the fact that his sister could escape him from the prison. He ran away from Judge Vinsmoke. Garo was trapped in the village, and the village head was his own dad. And this is my
Hmm.
second point. His own dad, tried to kill him by sending assassins
Yeah.
on the reg. Bro, every other day there was some random guy who would just come and be like, sorry, Raza, your son's on the rooftop, and
Hmm.
Raza, his dad, would just be like, oh, okay, send three assassins to kill him, and the guy would just look at Raza and be like, okay, sure, let's just do it. Turns out one of the assassins was actually the mother's brother, his uncle,
Hmm.
basically. Garva's own uncle came, and then pretty much said, because obviously Gara doesn't know why these assassins are trying to kill him, right? He beats
Hmm.
the crap out of like three assassins, I'm pretty sure, and the third one that he beats is his own uncle. And Gara's there like a 4-year-old kid on the rooftop crying away, and he's like, "Wait, why, uncle? Why did you try to do this?" And then he's like, "Your father told me to assassinate you, and this and that." And then Gara just goes batshit mental crazy. He loses all hope in the world. He stares at the
Yeah.
sun,
Yeah.
and the very next scene is the one tail coming out of Gara and just going up to the moon, like the classic moon shot that Naruto
Yeah. The
Naruto
classic.
Shippuden has. Yeah, is that the same shot when Obito went crazy and the moon went red because of the blood that he started
Yeah.
spilling of the people? But Gara's own
Uh,
dad tried to kill him. Mom's gone. Uncle tried killing him. No one around him. Temari Kankuro are kids, so they can't really do much to influence his life. It's under his
yeah.
dad, so he
Yeah.
kept
Exactly.
everyone away from him purposefully. And it's like
And then
he
his
didn't.
dad had the bloody. He had the audacity to say, "I'm proud of you" in the water. He's
Oh my
reanimated in a
god,
different
that was
sense.
the dumbest episode. I'm so
The
sorry. Everyone,
audacity! Oh my.
everyone hated that. Everyone hated that. Like he came back, he had gold, right? And gold is obviously
Yeah.
heavier than sand, and
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
basically overpowering Gara the entire time. And then Ospel plot armor came out of nowhere. Gara somehow beat him, not beat him, and then
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
as he's crumbling away, and he's gonna get trapped in like the sea. He says, "I'm proud of you, son." Every person's reaction on YouTube I've watched to that, some people are like,
Yeah.
"What the hell? How are you proud of him? You
Mm.
tried killing him." And then
You
the
know
other
what?
half of
What would
people
have
that
been
watched
better
it,
writing there, Mono?
yeah,
Like they could have explained in that moment. He could have explained to his son like his like reasons for everything, and then apologize rather than saying, "I'm proud of you." That's so
would
stupid, in my
no,
opinion.
yeah, but I know that would be slightly better. But would you
Yeah.
think like no, that's definitely 100% better, right? But would you think
Yeah.
you would accept the explanation if
No,
me
no,
and you were
no.
watching
Dara doesn't need to
it?
accept it. But
Yeah,
like, bro, I'm proud of you. Come on, like, oh,
yeah, like get
that's
out
just
of
a
here, man.
spit in the face,
Slap him
bro.
in the
That's a spit
face.
in the face. Exactly.
Literally, you
So
literally slapped him in the face. Tried killing him, and
yeah,
then later said, "Good job, boy."
good job, you twat. But yeah, I mean, without a doubt, we can just say that
Gara.
like Gara definitely had it the roughest. But I think
Uh,
he's one of the coolest characters for overcoming all that adversity and becoming
yeah,
a
I want to
leader.
be like
Yeah,
him. But yeah.
he's awesome. Yeah.
What's the next question?
The next question is, who is the most underrated and overrated character in Naruto? This is an interesting
Okay,
one, I
so we're
think.
gonna include Shippuden as well. So out of
We can,
700
yeah,
episodes,
across the whole span of the show, I'd say.
overrated, overrated.
I can already say two characters who I feel like are underrated.
Go on.
Um, I think Shino was a very interesting
Okay.
character who was underutilized. You know, with all these flies and stuff. I feel like he had
Yeah.
layers, his family backstory, all that stuff. They just didn't develop it enough. He didn't have enough time. And the second underrated character, this is a bias because he's one of my favorite characters, but I feel like he just got kind of let go in Shippuden and didn't get enough again under development. It was Rock Lee.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I had in mind as well.
Rock Lee and Shino. I love those two characters. I feel like they could have been such great characters had they had more screen time in Shippuden and more like to like explore.
I agree, but obviously not as much with Chino because I've never really cared about him. But then again, that could be proving your point. The fact that
Because
I don't care about
exactly.
him, then he's underrated. Clearly, yeah,
it's pro-
I prove your point.
it's proving my point because you don't realize it, but like he actually didn't get much time, like to be developed, and that's why you didn't really care for him because you didn't have
You
much
know
time to
what?
see him.
I just
But when you look at his character's concept, like it is interesting. Like the backstory, his family, like the power to control all these insects. You know his aura with the sunglasses, the mysteriousness. He could have been a cool character.
Yeah, I think he was used in a different trope. He was used for comedy, and the only
Mm.
thing I remember is whenever Kiba just started mouthing off, Shino would be there and be like, "Shut up, Kiba." That's all he was made for.
That's
Sorry,
yeah, that's all he was
that's what I
really there
remember.
for. Exactly.
Yeah, like he literally
Yeah.
sit down and Kiba every time he says something like, "Oh, I'm gonna be Hokage." Like that's some dumb shit he is. Like I'm
So
sorry,
shit.
no aura
Kiba,
Kiba. Yeah,
Kiba was funny though. I have to admit, like he was
he's
unintentionally funny. So
very
like.
funny. Were you laughing with him or at him though?
No, no, I him for sure, I him for sure.
Yeah, I was laughing
Like
at him. That's
even
what I think.
even even Akamaru knew he was like
Literally, his own
scared.
dog was like, "Shut up, kid."
Bro,
But
shush,
yeah,
man.
as
But
for as for Rock Lee, yeah, underrated for
yeah,
sure. I'd say you talk about him because I have the same point of view.
bro, man, Rock Lee has main character energy. Let's be honest. He has main character energy, but he was sidelined into like psycho. I feel like he would have been such a great accomplice with Naruto, and like so in Shippuden there could have been moments like obviously I think Shikamaru ended up filling that role as being
He
Naruto's
did.
right hand man, etc.
Advisor,
But
best friend.
advisor, yeah, but I feel like Rock Lee would have actually no. Shikamaru's a great character, he's intelligent and stuff. But like, there's certain other characters who I feel like he could have swapped their place. Like Sakura could have swapped with Rock Lee
I'm
easily, and the
sorry,
show would
she's
have gone up.
useless.
The show would have gone up 10, 20, 30 points. Like, come on, like without a doubt. Guy Sensei, he got a lot of screen time, which I definitely liked and appreciated.
Yeah, I
He's
like
a
that a
cool
lot.
character, but his like Rock Lee's struggle, like he's kind of like almost like in a way understands Naruto's pain of like initially not being an underachiever and then pushing past his limits and then finding like his own way, his own ninja way. But that might just be me reminiscing and be nostalgic over the tuning exams. So yeah, I could be biased there.
Hmm. Okay, so I think you're completely right. But the underrated, what about overrated? Because this is more like controversy, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, this was tough. This was tough.
This was tough because you're gonna
I'll
insult
let you
someone that
start.
you probably
I'll let you start. Yeah,
well.
I'll let you
Okay, I see you. I see you. Throwing everyone under the bus. Um.
start.
Okay. I have one, and I absolutely
Yeah.
hate myself for having one.
Yeah.
because I think that this person is incredibly strong. Okay, one of Itachi's close. No, Itachi's best friend. You know who that is?
Hisui?
Yeah. The issue
Well,
is
well,
the
would you,
reason why
would you say
I think
Shisui's overrated though? Like he didn't have
yeah.
much
No,
time
but
at all.
no,
Come on,
but
bro.
that's it because I'm in the power scaling community, right?
Yeah, I see.
And
Bro,
I've
Shisui's
seen
cool though.
exactly. That's what you. That's
Ah,
what
man,
I'm
he's
trying to hit it.
overrated.
Okay. Let me
I
speak. Let
like
me speak.
Shisui. Oh, okay, go
Let
on, go
me
on, go
cook.
on, go
Let me cook.
on.
Okay.
Let him cook.
Firstly, let me cook. So okay. Firstly, there's a problem not with his character and the amount of screen time we have is very limited, and I know his character could have been used a lot better. In the power
Yeah,
scaling
yeah,
community, there's him being super strong, him being stronger than Danzo. I've seen him being
yeah.
put up against the Kage, like Kage level. I'd say
Mm,
he's probably on the level of like the Sanin, like in between the Sanin and the Kage. He'd probably beat someone like
mm.
Tsunade and Orochimaru and Jiraiya. Like he's on that same level. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he's a little overhyped on how strong he is. We don't know much about him other than his flicker technique, which is like what he can spawn a bunch of himself and flicker in between two positions at the same time. So it looks like there's
Yeah.
2 to 5 of him. The most we've ever seen of his flicker, I think, is 5 of him in the water at the same time, which is pretty cool. Um, and his Sharingan looks amazing, but
Yeah,
I
his
don't think he's that.
Mangekyou is so
I'm
cool.
not saying I'm not saying he's overrated based on his character. If we're saying overrated character, then it wouldn't be Shisui.
Yeah.
It'd be someone like Orochimaru, who kept on falling flat on his face after getting
Mm.
constantly revived over and over. He
What a
kept
waste of a
failing.
character.
He just kept failing. But in terms of
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying strength, I'm saying outright strength for this overrated. I don't think he's as strong as Itachi. I've seen him being put up against Naruto's pops, the full Hokage. I'm sorry, but full Hokage is slamming him, no? Hokage is slamming him. He's
Minato
too
is slimy,
smart.
Shisui. Yeah, yeah, that's true, that's true.
He's an upgraded version of Shisui. Like Itachi
Mm,
is what Shisui was perceived as, but Itachi's him. Shisui isn't because he
yeah.
didn't have enough time to prove it. But then again, that's not
Mm.
on him. That's on Kishimoto for not using him enough. But he died some dumb way. He lost an eye, even though he could have mopped the floor with Danzo and some Ambu. And then what? He gave his other eye and died for what reason? I'm sorry. Why'd you kill yourself? You're a loser. I'm not saying people who
Yeah,
kill themselves are losers.
yeah.
I'm saying him and
Yeah.
Itachi could have mopped the floor with so many
Mm.
people. As a tag team, they could have just gone out and screwed everyone,
They
bro.
would have been an elite tag team, yeah, definitely. They're probably the strongest tag team in the show, honestly. But
100%, because they're so smart.
if we go by that logic, Mono, because you're part of the
Yeah,
power scaling community, right? And if
yeah.
power scaling is the only variable towards a character being, good, let me
it's
play
it's not
devil's
it's not
advocate.
it's not it's not it's
No,
not.
no, I know
I'm
it's
just
not.
saying that's
I
why.
know it's not.
Yeah.
But let's say that's the primary factor. Yeah, I'm gonna play devil's advocate just to flip on your head and
Okay.
say, what if people tell you that Minato and Itachi are the most overrated characters in Naruto due to the amount of screen time they have relative to other characters and
Hmm.
how they have super powerful like abilities and stuff, right? But relative to the impact of the plot, they don't do as much as like the main characters that we see, like Naruto, Sasuke, etc. Um, like people, do you think people? I'm not saying I think they're overrated because I personally they're some of my favorite characters, but do
Yeah.
you think we over glorify them because of how powerful they are and like their their aura basically?
I'd say that's true for the full Hokage because
Yeah,
there's a
I
sense
think
of him being
definitely
a
as well.
failure. Definitely for full Hokage Minato, but for Itachi, he did everything he could. He was a double, triple, quadruple backstabbing agent for everybody and somehow
Mm.
helped the main character. He helped Naruto more than most people, second to like
But
Jiraiya
do you
practically.
honestly think, right, that
Go
Itachi
on.
was plotting like this from the beginning of the show? Like the writer was ready to set him out to be this type of character? I don't think that was
Yeah,
the case
no, that was the
at all.
case. That was the case because
Yeah, exactly.
that was the case for thing Itachi. I think you know what, bro.
Yeah.
I'm renaming Naruto to Itachi's plan. I'm
Itachi's,
officially saying it now. It's
uh,
Itachi's plan now.
No,
No,
I feel
so
like no, I
yeah,
feel like it's unnatural. Like the progression from Itachi being this super, like this guy who kills his whole clan, to then being this super, like he's almost like a messiah, kind of sacrificing himself for the greater good of the great ninja world and stuff. Like the transition, it didn't feel like it was planned. It felt like, oh, I decided to change my mind later on, and I did it in a good way, and it was definitely understandable, but it didn't feel like it was there from the start. Hence why I feel like the people put put Itachi to be this sort of mastermind character, even though he is, but he wasn't like that. He wasn't planned to be like that. Hence why I say, you know what, maybe we are over glorifying him.
I disagree 100% completely. He's
Yeah.
a poster on my wall for a reason, and I think it's perfect because as you're
Hey,
speaking, I
listen, I've
was
got one too.
literally.
I've got Itachi poster too, bro. I'm playing devil's advocate, right?
I know you played devil's advocate, but that was a shit advocate. I'll explain why. So
Go
that
on.
point entirely rests on the fact that you're saying he's over glorified for the little screen time and the impact he's had. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying he's over glorified for being such a, uh, supposed to be such a savior and someone who's
Yeah, because
like
you're
greater
saying
than
it's
himself.
unnatural, right?
But
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 one
that
of
that
his
transition into him becoming that character was not natural. Yeah,
yeah,
like if you
one
watch
of the
Naruto's, originally, it wasn't
yeah,
the
the
case.
quote above my head right now is "Don't be so quick to judge me. After all, you only see what I choose for you to shoot." Sorry, I'll repeat that. Don't be so quick to judge me. After all, you only see what I choose for you to see. Okay, that's what
Right.
it shows, and I think the
Yeah.
pre-planning of everything isn't unnatural. I'll explain why. Remember when Obito, or in this, we didn't know him as Obito. We know him as Toby, the masked orange dude from the Katsuki when he
Mm.
started, talking to Sasuke. And
Yeah.
after Itachi's death, Sasuke woke up with a new Sharingan, and Obito was there. What was the first thing that
Mm.
happened to Obito as soon as Sasuke looked at him with the new eyes?
When wait, can you wait? Is this
Okay,
Shippuden you're talking about?
Sasuke,
Or
yeah, Shippuden. Sasuke
yeah.
has just woken up from beating
Mm.
Itachi. He looks
Yeah.
towards Obito, just his regular
Yeah.
eyes. What
Yeah.
happens?
Well, his eyes bleeding at
Itachi's,
that point. He takes Itachi's eyes.
yeah, yeah, he takes
Yeah.
Itachi's eyes, the new eyes, guess what happens?
He gets
Itachi
Mangekyo. Yeah.
Itachi's Mangekyo has it instilled so that when Sasuke eventually beats him, takes
Mm.
his eyes, because he planned that, by the way, he pre-planned all of that,
Yeah.
it would a set off an Amaterasu to Obito specifically, no one else.
Mm.
So he pre-planned him losing and
Are you?
dying to Sasuke's
I don't.
hand.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see how Itachi could have planned all of this years in advance. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like
No,
that's where
because
like
he
some alterations of the plot happened. Do you think he knew that he was gonna meet Obito at this exact point in time? Like, I don't think that was the
no,
case.
he knew that Obito would replace someone like Itachi, because Itachi, when he massacred the clan, who did
Mm.
he seek the help of? Obito. At that time, he thought it was Madara Uchiha. So he got
Yeah.
Obito's help, right? And thought, holy shit, this guy's a dangerous man. He killed everyone, and I only killed like a few people, right? Because
Yeah.
in the word, I forgot who said it, right? Sasuke said it himself. Itachi, I know you're strong, but not only you by yourself could have done that. Like, there's too many strong people in the clan. And then Itachi, while getting stabbed, Sasuke stabbed him from behind, remember? Behind his chair,
Yeah.
where Itachi sits
Yeah.
on. Itachi says, oh yeah, I got help from Madara Uchiha. Then he explains how Madara kills everyone. Itachi
Yeah. Because
from
that's when he
day
was in
one
Akatsuki, right? Yeah.
Itachi from day one set out like some sort of warning in his head, and you can see it from his body language how he knew Obito, or Mother in this case, was super dangerous. So he didn't go
Mm.
close to him, he didn't talk too much of him, and Obito using his Kamui just teleport dimensions and went all across the place. So I
Yeah.
do think it was quite natural because Obito from day one had suspicions from Itachi. From the very first day they met, Itachi was like, yo, this guy's tripping, bro. He's kind of dangerous. I
Yeah.
feel like
In
once I die,
Akatsuki,
he's going
right?
to target my brother. Yeah, he was in the Katsuki.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Itachi's words to third Hokage was, I'll be in the Katsuki, I'll look over the village, and I'll protect it from the outside and let you know of anything. So he was still a double
Okay.
triple agent. So that's why
Mm.
I'm saying from day one, this guy was just ahead of the game. You know how everyone
Mm.
thinks it's Madara's plan or Kaguya's plan? Nah. You
Yeah.
know what? Itachi probably knew about Kaguya and Madara, all of them, man. I don't even care. He knew about everything. It's his plan, okay? That's Naruto.
But his plan solely relied on letting his little brother take care of the rest, which I feel
Obvi-
like he didn't need to do that. He could have done it
no,
himself, I feel
but
like.
no, he was dying. He was dying, bro. He had no time. He was so good of a
Oh yeah, wait,
character.
his
They pulled
his
out some
illness, isn't it?
bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
I
That's what
can't
I'm
like
saying.
yeah, yeah, because of that, yeah, that's already another flaw in character writing. That's like come
Yeah.
on. Like what
No,
like that
that's not up to him though, is it? That's no. What I'm saying is the author made realize that they killed the
wait a
Gojo. No,
Itachi
I'm
is yeah, no. Listen.
okay.
Itachi's
That's
not
what
a
I'm
real
saying.
person. He's not
No,
a real person.
he is.
He's
He's
a
right next to me.
character. He's a
He's right next to
character
me.
made by a
No,
writer.
what I meant
Basically,
saying
you can't.
that can't overrate him though. that factor of him can't
No,
be
no, I'm not. I'm
overrated.
not saying. I'm not saying he's overrated, but like what I'm
You are
saying is
saying
it
he's overrated.
definitely.
You literally did. You said that 10
No,
times.
no,
You said he's
no, no,
overrated.
no, no. I'm saying it's gonna impact his character definitely.
I'm saying it doesn't though. I'm
It
saying
does. It does.
so. The character's
You
have the fact that
can't
he's so
choose
good.
to
He's
remove
so good of a
something that
character.
the
Go on.
writer. No, no, the writer put that in.
I'm not removing it.
Regardless.
I'm accepting it. I'm
Yeah.
accepting it fully. I'm saying the
Okay.
author made a character so good, too good,
Yeah.
then realized if I don't have this consistency of such a good character, I need to make him somehow bad. He had to backtrack. But
But
Itachi as a
is a character
character was
truly good
too
though?
good.
If you have to do that.
He no, that's
If
the
it
thing. He
from
was so much better written than other
yeah.
characters like Naruto. The only ones close to Itachi on how good he was actually written, right, is probably someone like Jiraiya, who's wholeheartedly accepting of everything and everyone.
Mm,
Jiraiya is probably the only character I have up there with Itachi. But that's the thing. He
yeah.
outshined everyone to the point where every scene became lackluster. It's like, oh, why are we watching Itachi show? This isn't Naruto anymore. Itachi
Do you
came,
remember
stole the
that
scene.
argument, Mono, where we like
Go on.
if a character doesn't have well written flaws, then they're too
Yeah.
perfect. You know the Superman argument, and then you
Yeah,
need to create
we
something
spoke about
that's
that
going to
in
be
the deleted episode,
like,
right?
yeah, like kryptonite or being
Yeah,
ill.
yeah,
That then becomes a character flaw then. But
yeah. But that's the thing.
overall, you're right. He is still
He
much
didn't have
better
one.
written than
He
Ultra.
didn't have one. He didn't have one. But I remember my
Yeah,
brother saying the same
hence
point where
why.
he said, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
go
not.
on.
I wouldn't say that's overrated though. As in, that wouldn't make him overrated. That just makes him a bit lackluster. That make everyone else lackluster. You know what I mean?
Right, I see. I
Him
see.
having that
Yeah, I
death
know.
thing. I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
overrates him. I think it makes it so that everybody else became a little shitty, which is just as bad. Is
So,
it
so
his
you think
fault that everyone's not as well written? Probably
he's
not.
accurately rated? He's accurately rated. He is
I
rated
think he's
highly,
perfect. I think
like
he's rated highly
rightfully
and it's
so.
accurate.
Rightfully
But
so.
I think the
Rightfully so.
problem isn't with him being overrated. It's the fact that Kishimoto didn't write others well enough. That's it. Which isn't a shot
Yeah,
at him. It's
he
like if
had so many
Messi's the
characters to
best,
juggle.
yeah. For me, Messi's the best footballer along with Ronaldo. It's not their
Mm.
fault that everyone else is shit around them, that they take the scene. All the cameras are on them in the El Clasico, you know? Real
That
Madrid
makes
versus
sense. That makes
Barcelona.
sense. Yeah. But going
It's
back to the
not
question,
on
Mino,
Itachi. Yeah, go on.
you didn't tell
Is
me
he
who you thought
overrated?
was overrated.
I did. I said Orochimaru.
Orochimaru.
Yeah, he fell flat on his
I don't.
face, never carried out his
Yeah.
plan. His ideology, he went back on it, and somehow became a good guy
Yeah.
in Boruto. What the hell?
Boruto's not canon.
That no, Boruto's better.
Boruto's better. Okay. Yeah. Do you know
Everyone's
what?
gonna hate
I would
me.
say. I'm gonna say. Okay. I'm gonna say Minato, and you're gonna go with Orochimaru. And then
Yeah,
for underrated, I'm going with Shino or Rock Lee, and you're going with
Rock Lee.
Rock Lee.
Rock Lee
Okay,
was
cool.
Rock Lee was
This
the one
was a
that came
good
out
good
first.
question. Yeah, we went
Mate, we
very in
spoke for like
depth with
20
it.
minutes.
Yeah, I know, I know. We
Wait,
got
that
one more
wait
now.
that
We'll make this
one
short.
more.
We make this short.
Okay, let's go. I'm gonna make this some
Why
time as
was
well.
Naruto ridiculed and Sasuke looked up at, even though Naruto had greater feats?
Bad writing. That's it. Let's go.
Right,
I'm
right,
joking.
yeah. No, genuinely, that's it. That's
No,
genuinely
you're
it.
right. No, you're right. That's the thing. So like they make one character so good, not to their fault, and they undermine
Yeah,
everyone else's. In this case, Kishimoto made everyone so trash to the point where they like Sasuke for no reason. Whenever Naruto he beat Gaara, he was in the training exams finals. He did the same thing Sasuke did, but better every single step. But for some reason, everyone
yeah.
has no ears and no eyes. They became tone deaf. Sorry, they became tone
Mm.
deaf, and somehow they said, "Oh, look at Sasuke. He got 5 points in the training exam." When Naruto gets 100 out of 100, they're like, "Oh, that guy got 100 out of 100." It's so unrealistic. I'm sorry, Kishimoto. You can't make Naruto look bad just because you have shit other characters. Your side cast was so
Mm.
bad sometimes that it became
Yeah, that's
unrealistically
true.
bad. Like the
That's
average
true. That's
human
true.
person with 40 IQ, right? When they look at Sasuke, they'll think, "Oh, nothing special about him," right? They look at Naruto
Mm.
and be like, "Holy shit, he did everything right. He's pushing on, man. He beat Gaara the One Tails. He found Tsunade and brought her back. Now she's the Hokage. He did
Literally,
everything right,
literally.
the way he was meant to be." And then everyone
He
became
wasn't
tone deaf.
acknowledged until Pain either.
No, yeah, that's a like the obviously previous argument with Itachi. Itachi's so good only because
Yeah.
everyone else is so shit. No
Yeah,
offense,
yeah, yeah.
but in comparison, they stole the scene.
No, no, no,
They
no, but
tried
no, that's
making.
relative though. That is
I know
relative.
it's relative to other people. Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah. Like if
no,
everyone was really shit, but no, no.
yeah.
If you say
With the one
someone's
guy
really,
who's
really
semi
good, yeah,
decent.
because everyone
Yeah,
is really shit, it doesn't really change anything because
yeah.
someone who's really, really good and everyone is still average, he's still much, much better than everyone, therefore making everyone else shit, regardless. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that yeah, that's fair. That's
So I
fair.
think
They
it's more so just like he made them too powerful. Like Itachi,
Mm.
I think he would be still as amazing and perfect as a character had he made him a little bit less powerful. Because therefore,
Yeah,
like
he
the
had
idea of him
the
being sick, right?
yeah
It would not have been as much of a this is such stupid writing
yeah plot
like he
armor.
had everything, yeah, he had everything laid out for him. He was 13-year-old, same strength as a flipping Hokage. Like he was like he could do everything and anything, and then what stopped him was he was ill. Like had he was like still powerful but not to that extent,
Yeah.
it would have been a bit more acceptable. Do you know what I'm saying?
What about Sasuke though? What made like I'm not sure if it's just me,
I
but
hate
he
Sasuke
became
personally. I don't
he's
like.
unlikable. He's so unlikable, bro.
Yeah, but then
I don't
his
understand a lot of the
character is a
writing.
result of
Yeah.
Itachi's actions, though. Like you can say he's unlikable because of Itachi.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
No, but
his character
yeah,
could have been
so
completely
he
different had that plan not gone into action of like getting him to get the
get
eternal
stronger.
Mangekyo and stronger
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
I just realized
But
Itachi's a bit of a prick, isn't he? He laid everything
what
down so Sasuke could kill him
he
and then kill the bad
he
guy. But he knew that he's dying, obviously, sure. But
yeah,
could you
yeah, like
have give it to someone else, not your direct brother? Like you could have helped your
that's
brother,
true.
sure.
That's
You
true.
could have
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
have been around. You could have been around with your brother, being his older brother, being his father figure. If he
Mm.
didn't kill his dad or whatever. But I know
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
situations. It's tough, man. It's so tough. But like Sasuke, every time Naruto got ridiculed and Sasuke got so much praise. That's just bad writing. There's so many.
Yeah,
You know what?
man.
Starting to realize it. It's my favorite anime, but there's so many flaws that I am so
There's
proud
too
of.
many flaws. There's too many flaws. And I know the flaws, but I don't care. Like
Yeah, we're just
what I
biased,
think
though.
the thing about Naruto is even if I am biased, right? I still think it's a timeless show in the sense that the good parts of it truly outweigh the bad writing.
They're so 10 out of
And
10.
I
Like, it's
I
just
genuinely
genuinely.
mean that. Like yeah, there's inconsistencies. Yeah, there's bad writing. Yeah, it's not no Attack on Titan level,
Yeah,
story. But
yeah.
what it does right, the simple things it does right, no show has done it better in my opinion.
Fair. You need to watch One Piece then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay, we'll
you
see
know,
about that. We'll see about that.
you know what they need to stop doing? Do you remember how the first Hokage died?
Uh, Hashirama.
Yeah, I
How
do.
did
But do
Hashirama
you know?
die? I don't remember. I actually don't remember. To be honest.
Illness.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He passed away or something like that from illness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an illness. Like, bro, stop this, man. You don't need to. It's
bro,
shit writing, bro.
what is
Shit
this?
writing.
What is
There's
this?
such there's such
Hidden,
good
it's, no, no,
characters. There's such
it's
good
hidden leaf
characters,
cancer,
bro.
bro. It's hidden leaf cancer, man. They
Bro, it's
started
going around
started
everywhere, bro. Like something in the drool, whatever they're drinking over there is crazy. Because every time there's such a good character and they're so likable. Like Hashirama is
Mm,
literally the happiest man ever. Every time something
mm,
bad happens, he takes it on himself. He self-sacrifices so much just to get everything right, and he loves and
yeah.
forgives all the time. Great character.
Mm.
Guess what? Illness Kun comes out of nowhere and kills them all. Like what the hell is this
This
shit, bro?
truck
Yeah,
could
bro. Yeah,
reincarnate in a
exactly. Yeah,
episode.
truck could comes out of nowhere and just whacks
So
Hashirama and
I
Itachi
mean,
because they're too good. It's so
bear in mind,
dumb.
man, Naruto is set before modern technology, so like maybe they don't have like the medicine and that.
Maybe no, but it's always a heart medicine, like heart disease. Sorry, and it's like, come
Yeah,
on.
it's always,
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
always.
Wrap it up. Wrap
They
it up.
could, bro. I think being a Hokage is more stressful than fighting the strongest character in the show, bro.
100%. There's 100%
That's
faithful like lethality with being
yeah,
Hokage than there
bro.
is just fighting
Literally,
people.
man.
But
At
yeah,
this point.
yeah,
Okay.
just wrap up the show, and
But
yeah,
yeah, on
we
that
should
note,
wrap up.
guys, that's
We should wrap up
all
the
the five
podcast. Let's
topics
go.
done. Yeah, that's all the five topics done. We spent a little bit longer than we wanted to on the most underrated character and overrated character. However, I think it was a great argument. We had a lot of cool ideas and perspectives there. So yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one, and that will be all from me and
Yep.
MH9 today.
Yep. Let's
Peace.
go. See ya.